Did you know that dragons are vengeful creatures? Even the most good can be vengeful when push comes to shove. Hi, I'm the Dragon Queen.
Happy New Year. Did that like share subscribe?
Today we're talking about the Inuyasha sequel, Yashahime Princess Half Demon. I have to be clear, this is the sequel. I loved Inuyasha growing up. I really did. It is my favorite anime of all time. It even the modern ones that I love will never beat this because this was the probably the anime that got me into anime outside of Dragon Ball, which was a different level of anime for me. But this is what I could watch when I was a kid, and I do have the entire series on DVD. Inuyasha lasted 4 seasons and it has 4 videos. So, how does the sequel compare? Well, we'll get into that. The sequel is 2 seasons. The episodes are super long. I mean, they are longer than I remember the old series being, which is saying a lot. So, they tried to compact everything into this series to get it down to 2 seasons, which says either they were told that they had till season 2 to wrap all this stuff up, or they were told we got to cancel this. There's some issues with this series, and I know people hate the fact that the old heroes all had girls. I'm letting that slide because of science. Realistically, girls tend to come out more than boys. So if boys don't come out, it's technically the man's problem. That being said, I don't know why, if they didn't want a boy, why they had to have the protagonist dress up as a boy. That was my first issue with this. I'm just like, really? Seriously? Don't get me wrong. I dressed up as a boy growing up. But the fact that her costume doesn't change, fact that nobody's costume changes as they evolved, kind of irritated me a little bit. Especially when down the road she has a love interest. It's with a guy. So there's that. But, you couldn't have her maybe develop a little bit more to wear some more feminine clothing as she was falling in love type thing. I get it, it's an anime. They tend not to change clothes. But it's like, you want me to believe that this girl is evolving by falling in love with a dude throughout the series, but she's not really changing much. Kind of, I changed, at least on some levels, not every level. My husband is eternally grateful for some of those levels, so I never changed into a woman for. That you could see in some spots where there's sloppy anime or sloppy animation. I could tell they were in a rush. I don't know if this was I forget when this was made. I think it was around COVID. So there may have been a stop there when they made this because of COVID. So there is that, you know. Um, I'm not under. I mean, it's a little tricky to understand why they're called princesses. I guess because their grandfather was a lord. He was the great dog demon. If you don't know Inuyasha's history, um, there two of them. Their father is also a lord. He's current lord. He's also the current great dog demon. He's pure demon. They're half demons, the two twins, because he married a human. It's tricky in this world. You got demons, you got humans. Demons are not supposed to interact with humans. Shishomaru is a different level type demon. He, in the original series, absolutely hates humans. So he evolves if you watched any of that. He does evolve. He's still very standoffish and does his own things and never explains himself. So to see that continue in this series is kind of par norm for him because he does things. He doesn't tell people what the hell he's doing. He just does it. I always like Shishomaru for that. He's gonna go out there and do whatever the heck he wants, and nobody's gonna stop him. Who's gonna question him? Not even his minion, not even his wife. He just does crap. You know, people challenge his power all the time, and it never ends up well for them. And sorry, I'm still getting over the crud too. I think everybody's got it. Anyway, there's also Inuyasha's and Kagome's daughter, who is a quarter demon. I don't know why we use that term. Just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's because Inuyasha himself is half demon and Kagome is human. She has her own powers. Everybody has their own powers. Hers stems half from her father, half from Kagome. In the original series, Kagome was the spiritual priestess reincarnated from Kikyo. So his daughter sort of inherits Kagome's power. So she's kind of a demon with spiritual power, which is unheard of in this world. Her spiritual powers are not near as powerful as her mother's. They do evolve over time. Everybody's powers evolves over time. So there is that. We go through trials, tribulations, the whole 9 yards. They're all trying to defeat the big bad guy who is threatened by them because they're half demons. He kicks their butt. So they're not getting. There's no Mary Sue stuff type level of stuff going on. They have to overcome this powerful demon who never, how to say this, he beats their butts. Literally, their father has to step in, Shishomaru, to stop them from dying, which, well, he doesn't succeed. Spoilers. One of them ends up dying during their first encounter battle with this big bad demon. Um, yeah, and because of the laws of this land, there is a sword that does exist that can bring back the dead. It did exist in the previous series. It's called Tenseiga. It's basically a sword between light and death. This is from the Great Dog Demon. Tenseiga is a part of a twin sword, so to speak. There's also Tenseiga, which Inuyasha ended up with. Tenseiga kills millions of demons. This is all explained in the previous series. Well, Tenseiga breaks during this encounter, or before this death. So Shishomaru tries to get his daughter to, since she has a power to manifest swords, so to speak, by bringing demon energy into herself, she can create. It's called something else. They call it a heavenly sword or whatever. But it takes a lot out of her to create this sword to bring back her sister. So she's unconscious after that. So, and then, so it's a lot of trials, tribulations. There are a very much of a lack of men in this series, which is disturbing. I mean, you have the demon hunters constantly. Sango's brother makes a constant appearance. His son, I think it's his son or his brother. Shishomaru, the big bad guy, is a guy. But and the bounty hunter guy, also a dude. And of course, the one love interest in this story is also a dude. But it's a lack of him, very much, and it's very apparent. And that bothers me a lot. It's like this world is filled with nothing but females. Why? I think they kind of tried to wokeify this a little without trying to be apparent about it. I mean, the guys aren't total failures. They're not worthless, helpless. They do help. They even defeat monsters. You know, they're not what you would see in a woke show. So, I mean, I think it has some woke elements to it. Like I said, the fact that there's a lack of males. Maybe they could have made one kid a male. But I don't think these girls are Mary suing their way to defeat the big bad dude, especially since they have to have their father intervene on more than one occasion, you know, until their powers get strong enough to be able to do anything about it. And even at the end, you know, Shishomaru steps in, Inuyasha steps in, Kagome steps in, the Moroku and Sango. So all the old characters kind of step in and help the girls defeat the big bad guy. So it's more of a family affair, I guess. So I don't think it's overly woke. Is it on par with the previous series? Absolutely not. I mean, I probably wouldn't watch it again just because it doesn't hold the same. It really doesn't. Yeah. I think they had second thoughts on what they wanted to do. I don't know if they were holding off for another season or what, but the story seems to change constantly. The end game changes constantly, or at least it seems like that to me. Uh, I give this series like a 7 out of 10. Is it worth your time if you like Inuyasha, like anime? It's probably an enjoyable watch. I don't think it's overly woke. There are points and preferences that would probably say, hey, wait a minute, where are the guys? And then there's apparent lack of animation in some parts, and it's glaring. Anyway, as you can see, Santa got me a new crown. And I thought I'd show you Santa's dragons here. I don't know if you could see that because it's in plastic. Let me take it out here. Santa has different dragons. I have 6 of these. They're all still in plastic because they're ornaments for my tree next year, and I didn't want to take them out of the plastic. But got 6 different ones. There's a red one. And black one. And a green one. As a parent, I'm off all week. I've been off since after Christmas, or after Christmas Eve, I should say. I go back Monday. Not looking forward to that. It's always hell when I go back. But I'm trying to enjoy my time off by getting some things done around the house. I repaired some flooring the other day while watching Culture. I didn't want to replace it until after they were done with the door back here. But it's done. It's been done. Today will be a party later. A lot of people over. Probably at least have one drink. I love my whiskey. I'm sorry, I do. Not the weak stuff. I literally have 130 proof in my icebox. I grew up on the stuff, so my dad taught me how to drink. You could. My husband has yet to cash in. I gave him a coupon where he could get me drunk. He's not even tried. Not even tried. I've done 8 shots before. I'm still okay. I have a very strong constitution just because I've pretty much been drinking since I was like 12. Not straight up. My dad's remedy for a cold, honey, hot tea, and a little bit, like that much, whiskey. Clear you right out. And it was great. Let's stir that up. I still do hot tea and honey. And if I get bad, I'll slip a little whiskey in there. I'm not endorsing alcohol. Maybe a little bit. This year has been rough. As if you've seen me on X, I do have an X, and I've updated all my information on my community tab there. I had a family friend, go to the ER on Christmas. There were no EMTs or firefighters or policemen thrown in that. She did end up with broken ribs, falling down the stairs. Well, she's 90 plus years old, so yeah. That's why there were no EMTs. No EMTs were injured during that ER trip. Let's see. I'll probably be back to normal next week. So it'll be like a 1 o'clock Wednesday showing after that Park Place. I got on this early because I'm normally up. I could have been on earlier, but I didn't want to be on super early. I wasn't sure if I'd do a live stream today or not with everything going on. I was like, you know what? Let me go ask. And Polar Bear he's also off all week until Friday. So he's in the other room playing his game. So it's nice. Right now we're planning on going to a con in March. Same con we always go to because we enjoy it. It's not MegaCon. It's a local con. It's called Planet Comic Con, KC. Go to Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, that's local for me. So we're saving up to go to that. Let's see. I haven't heard anything about updates, so I don't know when they're gonna finish our house. I hope sometime, maybe when it's nicer weather. Right now, it's cold as heck. I mean, the only plus side right now is there's no snow on the ground. We still have activity over at the other two houses. They have finally put roofs on them, so they don't look like a war zone coming around our corner of our street. And man, it looked terrible. It's still terrible. Like I said last week, a lot of people are still not home for the holidays. So, hopefully they're safe somewhere. Hopefully they got a warm bed. But disasters happen. They suck. Being on the receiving end of one, they suck. So help out when you can. Give what you can. Donate when you can. It is not a good or easy thing to go through. So I'm not sure about next week what I'll be reviewing. Probably Stranger Things season 2 or season 5. I'm a completionist. I'm sure I'll hear bad things. I'll not want to watch it, but I'm going to have to because I don't like not finishing series. I really don't. It bugs me to no end. I literally finally went back. I had started Big Bang Theory a long time ago. And then it kept moving. So I kept losing when it was on. I finally went back, I think a year or two ago, and finished the whole thing. I started from the beginning, watched it all the way to the end. Because I need to. Just like One Piece. I'm going to have to finish that season. Because season 1 apparently officially ended. To go back and watch it. I stopped at a certain point because they were having issues with, I think, production. So I got up to the Wango section of the series when he goes to Japan or whatever, and he's fighting big boss guy with thunder or whatever on an island with the Japanese warriors. I got up to that point where Sanji was starting to mutate, and that was the end because they were having production issues or whatever the heck they were doing. So it's been a while, and I haven't been able to go back and finish it. So now I have to go back and finish it. So you may get a review out of that once I have time to go. One Piece is a slog. It's great, but it's a slog. You can skip over half of it and still understand what the heck is going on. That's why I like the live action one, which I'll be watching again. I know Bridgerton season 3 is coming. So when part 2 drops, I'll be watching both. I don't do this part 1, wait, and then watch part 2. I watch them both at the same time. I don't like the whole breaking thing. And I blame Hunger Games for that. I think they were like the first one. Either that or Harry Potter. I don't remember because I didn't pay attention to Harry Potter. I'm not a Harry Potter person. I have seen the movies. I'm not understanding what the big deal about it is. So anything Harry Potter, I will not be reviewing because not my thing. I have nothing else. So hopefully your New Year is better than this one. I hope mine is better than this one. Let's see. I'll list off the things that were wrong with this year. Disaster, dishoming, fighting insurance, which we are still at war, family drama. I had a family member die like 2 months after the disaster. Lost my car. Had to buy a new one. I had some friend encounter some issues that I won't get into because they're his. But it was a whole thing. He's a good friend. But it drains on us because, we're trying to help him. And family friend go to the ER, get sick more than one occasion. I had, the normal wear and tear on the house. 2 sinks, dishwasher breakdown. I was going insane. I thought our water heater had gone out. It's a lot. It's been a really hard year. So I'll be trying to stay up to make sure this year goes bye-bye. That's why I'm wearing my black today. I won't mourn this year. I really won't. It said 2020 has not been kind. Not. So anyway, until next week.